Imagine this, a time in history when men and women bound by loyalty, love, and purpose torn apart by a single moment of treachery. When allegiances disintegrate, and the very fabric of society can unravel in mere moments. These betrayals, shocking and heart-wrenching, have altered the course of nations and shaped the world we live in today. You might be wondering, what are the most shocking historical betrayals that sent shockwaves through time? And how did their consequences ripple into the present day? Stick around, because the revelations that follow will not only enlighten you but might also change how you view loyalty and trust forever. Let's dive into the heart of human nature, a tale as old as time, the complexities of trust and betrayal. Betrayal isn't just a plot twist in movies, it's a recurrent theme in our history that influences everything from politics to personal relationships. Every shocking betrayal has left a scar on humanity, revealing the fragility of trust and the depth of human folly. Take Julius Caesar, for example, the figure synonymous with power and ambition. In 44 BC, he was savagely attacked by his closest confidants, including his protégé Brutus. Et tu, Brute? This line has transcended history, a testament to how close betrayal can hit, even to those we call friends. What's particularly unsettling is the motivation behind this betrayal. Was it truly for the good of Rome, or was it merely envy masquerading as patriotism? This question alone invites myriad interpretations, forcing us to ponder the motives behind actions that lead to such ruin. Fast forward to the 19th century and the tragic tale of Benedict Arnold, once a hero of the American Revolution, who became synonymous with betrayal. Arnold felt snubbed and undervalued. His dissatisfaction drove him into the arms of the British. But what drove this once noble man to treason? Was it ambition, overshadowed by resentment, or perhaps a deep-seated belief that he was destined for greater recognition? The imperial repercussions of Arnold's betrayal not only affected military strategies but scarred the morale of a budding nation, leaving a legacy of mistrust that still echoes in American folklore. But betrayal wasn't always a solitary act, nor was it confined to the battlefield. Consider the lavish courts of medieval Europe, where betrayal often came wrapped in silks and adorned with jewels. The Infante Don Juan of Spain, a man reputed for his charm, struck a powerful deal during his quest for power by choosing betrayal over loyalty among his allies. His schemes led to significant realignments and royal alliances that would affect generations. Isn't it fascinating to think how a single betrayal in a gilded chamber could shift royal fates? Betrayals occur not only for personal gain but also for ideological reasons. Witness the haunting betrayal of Russian revolutionary Leon Trotsky in the context of the Bolshevik Revolution. Once an unwavering ally of Lenin, Trotsky found himself exiled and hunted by his former comrades as Joseph Stalin consolidated power. Trotsky's embrace of revolutionary ideals clashed with Stalin's ambitions. Ideology became a weapon of betrayal. Here, we are confronted with a deep and troubling inquiry. Can ideals themselves become the cause of divisions among friends and allies? What does that reveal about the nature of belief, commitment, and the personal cost of betrayal? Consider the consequences of such betrayals. What became of Trotsky? Exiled and eventually assassinated in Mexico, his demise echoes the chilling message of political treachery, that trust within ideological frameworks can often lead to fatal outcomes. Betrayal changes everything, fundamentally altering the course of lives and histories. Each act of treason sends ripples through time, influencing culture, politics, and even war strategies. And speaking of strategies, let's examine the tales of espionage during the Cold War. The infamous double agent Kim Philby is a case study in deception and betrayal within the British intelligence community. A member of the Cambridge Five, Philby's actions led to the loss of countless lives and compromised vital operations in the West. Think about it. How did this very betrayal not only impact intelligence networks but also shift the balance during a time rife with paranoia and suspicion? Philby's life serves as a haunting reminder of how betrayal can alter the course of nations. The trust that once defined alliances crumbled under the weight of one man's duplicity. Now, let's journey further back, to the feudal allegiances of medieval Japan. The tale of Minamoto no Yoshitsune and his brother Yoritomo reveals another layer to the theme of betrayal. Despite their shared blood, Yoritomo turned against his brother, showcasing how betrayal can arise from within even the strongest of familial bonds. The ramifications were cataclysmic, leading to conflict and the rise of new power dynamics. What does this tell us about the complexities of loyalty, not just in friendships or romantic relationships but also within families? Is betrayal perhaps more tragic when it emerges from those closest to us? Now, let's pause for a moment. What comes next will leave you speechless, because up next, we delve into an eye-opening betrayal that not only fractured a dynasty but reshaped an empire. Consider the repercussions of loyalty turned sour in ancient India, the story of the Mughal Empire and the treachery of the Rajput ruler, Maharana Pratap. This narrative is rich with drama, spanning love, warfare, and the delicate dance of alliances. When trust eroded between the Mughals and the Rajputs, the ensuing battles set the stage for one of the most notorious conflicts in Indian history. Think about the implications. How many lives were forever altered by the broken trust of a single ruler? Yet, betrayal is not limited to political realms or battlefields. It seeps into the humdrum of everyday life, shaping lives in surprising ways. One of the profound stories of betrayal originates from the world of science, the betrayal of Albert Einstein's close friend and collaborator, Michel Besso. While many are familiar with Einstein's groundbreaking theories, few know about Besso's contributions. When jealousy festered from within the scientific community, it led to a rivalry that disrupted their camaraderie. Isn't it shocking that even within realms typically regarded as noble or mutually beneficial, betrayal can rear its ugly head? As we wade deeper into this pool of treachery, let's turn our gaze to the haunting betrayal stemming from World War II. The aftermath of World War I laid the groundwork for tumultuous ideologies, and the rise of Nazism brought with it unprecedented levels of trust and betrayal. The Jewish community in Germany established strong ties with their homeland, only to find those bonds severed when trust transformed into hostility. Over 6 million lives lost, a staggering consequence of betrayal that reverberates through history, inviting us to question how trust can be shattered in the face of fanaticism. What can we learn from this sordid chapter, and how do we ensure that history does not repeat itself? Betrayal transcends time and culture, weaving an unsettling tapestry that stretches from ancient to modern history. Think of Oliver Cromwell and King Charles I in the political arena. Cromwell, a stalwart of Republican principles, ultimately turned against his monarch. His actions would swing England into chaos and redefine national identity. The moral complexity of Cromwell's betrayal raises critical questions about the nature of governance and loyalty. Was Cromwell's betrayal an act of patriotic conviction, or merely a play for power? As we explore more of these compelling betrayals, what becomes significant is the intertwining of personal motivations with broader historical narratives. The motivations behind betrayal often reflect deeper human emotions, ambition, jealousy, and despair. Each betrayal, characterized by complexity and nuance, demands us to investigate the layers of human behavior. Why do we betray those we care for or respect? Now, before we draw near to a close on this exploration of betrayal, let's reflect on one of the most gripping treachery tales in history, the legendary story of the Trojan Horse. This is perhaps the epitome of deception in warfare, where cunning led to an almost mythical act of betrayal. The tale of Greek forces infiltrating the walls of Troy represents not only a shift in military strategy but also a reminder of the deeply embedded human inclination to bend the rules of trust. The Greeks deceived their foes into lowering their guard, leading to an epic downfall for Troy. This ancient narrative stirs our imagination. How much have we learned from such astonishing tales? As the narrative unfolds, it glimmers with the timeless question of morality. What is the cost of betrayal? How do the consequences manifest in the bigger picture? Each story of betrayal we've traversed is linked intricately to personal choices, consequences, and, ultimately, the evolution of civilization. These events not only warrant our attention but invite us to ponder the ongoing struggle between loyalty and ambition, between love and betrayal. Whether in ancient Greece, World War II, or even in a gilded palace of medieval times, betrayal exposes the underlying truth about humanity, the fragility of trust and the consequences of selfish desires. As we stand at this junction, remember, the most profound stories of betrayal have yet to be told. Our journey is far from over. The threads of history weave a rich tapestry of insights that will leave you continually questioning the nature of trust and loyalty. Stay tuned for the startling revelations that await us in the second part of this narrative, where we will delve deeper into other shocking betrayals that reshaped our world. As we delve deeper into the intricate web of betrayal throughout history, let us turn our attention to one of the most notorious acts of betrayal in the realm of colonialism, the imperial betrayal by Henry Morton Stanley against the Congolese. Hired by King Leopold II of Belgium, Stanley initially set out to claim vast territories in Africa under the guise of exploration and benevolence. However, the true motives quickly surfaced, revealing the ruthless exploitation of the Congolese people and their resources. This capitalist betrayal not only led to severe suffering for millions but also ignited debates on the ethics of imperialism that resonate even in today's discussions about colonial legacies. Stanley's betrayal left an indelible mark on the Congo. His actions set a precedent for the exploitation of colonized nations, exposing the grim reality that sometimes those pretending to be saviors can be some of the most dangerous foes. The echoes of this betrayal ripple through time, inviting contemporary societies to confront the lasting consequences of exploitation. How do we reconcile with the fact that what might have been perceived as progress for some was, in reality, destruction for others? Turning our gaze toward the east, we find another striking story of betrayal in the tumultuous history of China's Ming and Qing dynasties. The infamous incident of Wu Sangui, a Ming general, highlights the tensions of loyalty against the backdrop of a crumbling empire. Faced with the overwhelming force of the Manchu invaders, Sangui made the fateful decision to open the gates of the Great Wall, allowing the enemy entry in exchange for personal power. This act of betrayal against the dynasty he had sworn to protect forever altered the course of Chinese history, ushering in the Qing dynasty and setting a foundation for future conflicts. How intriguing is it to consider Sangui's motivations? Was it an act of desperation, a calculated move, or the embodiment of personal ambition eclipsing loyalty? The consequences of his betrayal unfurled across the centuries, shaping the very nature of Chinese rule and identity. In the grand tapestry of time, such betrayals are threads that both bind and fray the fabric of cultural memory. Betrayal, however, is not confined to the annals of history. Our modern world exhibits similar treacheries that shape societies and personal lives. Consider the realm of technology, where the actions of whistleblowers such as Edward Snowden lead to debates about privacy, loyalty, and national security. When Snowden revealed the extent of surveillance practices by the National Security Agency, NSA, he awakened a global conversation about trust in government institutions. His betrayal of his employer and government sparked a whirlwind of opinions, some heralding him as a hero for transparency, while others condemned him as a traitor. This dilemma, should loyalty to one's nation and employer outweigh the need for public awareness and accountability, puts forth vital questions. Can a betrayal motivated by conscience still be perceived as betrayal? The moral complexities surrounding Snowden's actions resonate beyond the immediate fallout, as they challenge our perceptions of loyalty to a larger community versus personal convictions. Now, as we move toward the more intimate facets of betrayal, we often encounter the bitter truths within familial bonds. The tale of Mary Queen of Scots and her cousin Elizabeth I is a compelling exploration of the treachery that can emerge amidst the conflict for power. Their relationship, steeped in mutual recognition and rivalry, ultimately culminated in the execution of Mary, who was betrayed by those closest to her in her moment of peril. Elizabeth's decision can be seen as a calculated betrayal against a cousin with a legitimate claim to the throne. Here, we uncover the agonizing reality that familial bonds often do not shield us from betrayal and conflict. How curious it is that blood can be a bond yet also a source of fierce rivalry. The story of Mary and Elizabeth stands as a reminder of the complex interplay between loyalty and ambition, woven into the fabric of history, reflecting the very human struggle for power and recognition. In examining such narratives, we cannot overlook the emotional toll of betrayal in relationships, both political and personal. The heart-wrenching story of Anne Frank serves as a poignant reminder of the stakes involved. When Anne's family sought refuge from the Nazi regime, they relied on trusted friends for protection. Yet, it was betrayal that ultimately led to their capture and the tragic culmination of her life. The betrayal wasn't merely an act of treachery, it was a severing of the bonds of trust in a world where every moment was fraught with danger. The layers of trust that fray in desperate times expose the fragility of human relationships. Can we truly comprehend the depth of betrayal when lives are at stake? Anne Frank's legacy elicits profound questions about trust across cultural lines and during periods of turmoil. How do we reconcile the need for trust in society while grappling with the reality of potential betrayal? Let us not forget the vibrant history of cultural and ideological betrayals, which illuminate the struggle of individuals within larger movements. One consonant example would be the betrayal of the feminist movement during World War II. Women who had fought for rights and recognition faced disillusionment when their contributions were overlooked post-war in favor of restoring traditional roles. This betrayal of expectations ignited reactions that sculpted future feminist expressions, leading to the seismic shifts of the 1960s and beyond. The aftermath of such betrayals nurtured resilience, a spark that continuously shapes societal movements. The tides of betrayal sown into the fabric of ideologies speak to the way history evolves, creating a cycle of struggle and empowerment. The echoes of past betrayals inspire future generations to grapple with the complexities of loyalty, demanding recognition in spaces often ignored. As we wind down our exploration of betrayal, it's imperative to acknowledge the psychological dimensions underlying these historical narratives. The betrayal of trust can foster lasting trauma by embedding itself in collective memory. This is starkly evident in the tale of the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa, where individuals found themselves torn between loyalties to family, tribe, and nation. The poignancy of betrayal played out in the divided allegiances serves as a testament to the pain of systemic oppression and the fight for freedom. Similarly, we find ourselves reflecting on the phenomenon of personal betrayals in our lives. The trust we place in partners, friends, and family is delicate. Moments of betrayal can reshape our mental landscapes. Relationships built on loyalty can deteriorate, instilling lessons in resilience and caution. Betrayal as a way of teaching us what trust truly means, often leading to the restoration of self-worth through healing. As we conclude this profound journey through the corridors of history, we've uncovered timeless truths about human nature and the complexities of trust and betrayal. The stories we've explored reveal that betrayal, far from being a simple act of treachery, is an intricate tapestry of motivations, consequences, and emotions. From the battlefields of ancient Rome to the political intrigue of modern-day espionage, and from familial bonds to ideological divisions, we witness the cycle of betrayal and trust in action. The poignancy lies in understanding that betrayal is a shared facet of the human experience, and its lessons resonate through the ages. Every act of betrayal carries with it a moral weight, a challenge to our perceptions of loyalty, love, and ambition. The threads of history remind us that betrayal can spark transformation, urging us to reevaluate our values and commitments. As we ponder the stories told, let us carry forward the wisdom gleaned from these historical narratives. The search for loyalty and trust is timeless, and while betrayal may wound us, it also positions us to foster resilience and integrity in the future. Remember, history is not just a reflection of the past, but an invitation to learn, to grow, and to strive for a better understanding of ourselves and one another. As we navigate through life, may we choose loyalty wisely and seek to build relationships fortified by trust, a testament to the enduring power of human connection amidst betrayal's tumultuous echoes.